Now I'm going to be talking about the extreme Rafidas. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So the Rafidas, in modern times, they went against the principles of Ahl as-Sunnah in many matters, including the following. So they rejected the Sahih prophetic hadiths, which they reject on the basis of whims and desires and moods, not on the basis of the rules of hadith that are followed by the leading scholars of hadith. That includes their rejections of the Sahih hadith, in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains some matters of the unseen, such as the portents and signs of the hour, which will come to pass at the end of time, including the Dajjal, the descent of Isa alayhi salam, and the Mahdi. The Mahdi is Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Alawi al-Fatimi al-Hassani. Allah will reform him in the night, meaning that He will forgive his sins, support him, grant him understanding, and guide him after he was not like it. That He will support him with people from the east who will help him to establish His dominion. He is the one who is praised and is promised He will emerge at the end of time. Allegiance will be sworn to Him at the sacred house, and He will become the caliph of the Muslims. So the benefit is, so what is meant here is not the Mahdi who the Rafidas claim exists at present, and they are waiting His emergence from the tunnel of Samura, because that is the kind of nonsense and extreme confusion caused by Shaitan. There's no evidence for it in the Quran and Sunnah, and no rational proof for it. They impugning the Sahaba, especially the great Sahabi Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, of who they said he was the beginning of a calamity. Exaggeration about the role of reason and elevating it above its appropriate status, so it becomes a judge of the text of the Quran and Sahih Sunnah, and it gives precedence over them. So another cause of deviation or the drift away from the sound Aqeedah is the following of the whims and desires. So this basically refers to obviously following what people like and desire, which may be beneficial, may be harmful, and which is harmful and takes people away from the truth. So the evidences for that is in Surah Al-Jathiyah in verse 43. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Have you seen he who has taken as his God his own desire, and Allah has sent him astray due to the knowledge, and has set a seal upon his bearing and his heart, and put over his vision as veil. So who will guide him after Allah? Then will you not be reminded?" And then in the verse in Surah Al-Qasas verse 50, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "But if they do not respond to you, then know that they only follow their own desires, and who is more strayed than one who follows his desire without guidance from Allah. Indeed, Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people." So the number 4 is exaggeration about the righteous. So this is referring to praising them to excess and raising them above their status by devoting some kinds of worship to them, by showing devotion to their tombs, offering sacrifices, making vows, leaving offerings, calling upon the occupants, and seeking their help and support, as the people of Noah did with the righteous men when they said in Surah Noah verse 23, and said, "Never leave your gods, and never leave Wad or Suwa or Yaguth and Ya'uq and Nasr." This also happens with the grave worshippers nowadays in many regions, who worship graves thinking that they can bring them some benefit or to help them, and this is shirk. And the evidences that this is prohibited is the following. In Surah An-Nisa verse 171, "O people of the scripture, do not commit excess in your religion or say about Allah except the truth." And then the next reason is the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam narrated in Ahmad and Sunan an-Nisai Hasasahi. The Prophet said, "O people, beware of going to extremes in religion, for those who came before you were destroyed by going to extremes in religion." So I am going to be ending it here, but I will be coming back and talking about more reasons why people have drifting away from the sound Aqeedah, and there's so many reasons which we need to cover, so you can see the signs which you can see people who have sort of drifted away from the Aqeedah, which you can notice in the behavior of people. So this is why there's so many reasons, and I'm going to be going through them in these upcoming episodes. So I leave you here في أمان الله وصلى الله وبارك على نبينا محمد. أستغفر الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.